Okay, sorry for the interruption. There was a brief interruption. Now we will resume. So we were writing the formula for VO1 and VO2 as per our design. So let us do that now. Let us continue. And let me just expand this a little. Yeah, so that to view the formula properly. Let me also remove this. Okay, so now it's fine. Let us go back. We have written the formula of VO1 and VO2. In our case, we have R3 as 2K and Rg as zero point 0.5. So 2 divided by zero point 0.5, that is 4. So hence 1 plus R3 upon R4 will be 5 and R3 upon Rg will be 4. So hence VO1 will be 5 times V1 minus 4 times V2 and VO2 will be 5 times V2 minus 4 times V1. So this is what we have got from the formula. Now let us concentrate on this circuitry over here, and also note that the R2 upon R1. So this is R2 and this is R1. So this is 11.1111K. So let me just make it around 12K. For time being, let me just make it 12K. Okay. So right now, what we have is R2 upon R1. Let us write that. So we'll go over here, we write V out is equal to R2 upon R1 is 12 upon 10K, so that will be 1.2. So this will be 1.2 times VO2 minus VO1. So that information also we have added. Now only thing left is we have validated all the formulas and we have simulated this 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier in LT-Spice. Now we have to run this thing. So we'll go to simulate. We'll click on run and we have to select DC operating point because we are only checking the DC values, that is VO1, VO2 and V out. So we'll click on OK now, and it will take some finite time to run, and here we are. Yeah, here it is. So here we are with the result. So right now we have to note down the value of VO1 and VO2, and accordingly we will note down the other values. So in our case, we are getting VO1 and VO2 as follows over here like this. So let us write these values onto your screen. So here what I will do is I'll add this thing. So VO1 is coming out to be, let me just add this value over here. So it is VO1 is 0.5 basically. So I'll write over here VO1, the simulated value is coming out to be zero point 0.5 volts. We will check it shortly with the theoretical formula. First, let us write the simulated values. So VO1 is coming out to be zero point 0.5, and what was the value of, let us again check the value of VO2. So VO2 was coming out to be, we don't have an option to copy this. Okay, 5.89996. So VO2 will be 5.8999 volts. So let me also add these values. Okay. So VO1 and VO2 after simulating this 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier is coming out to be zero point 0.5 and 5.8999. Now let us check the output value. So the output value is coming out to be 6.4799. So let us write also that value over here. So V out is equal to 6.499 volts. I think it's 6.4. Let us check it again. 6.4799. Sorry. So it's 6.4799. It is actually. Okay, so now let us check these values with a formula. These are the values which we are getting from the LT spice simulation. Now let us check with the formula. So formula we have VO1 as 5 times V1 minus 4 times V2 as per the register values. So 5 multiplied by V1 is 2.9 and minus 4 times V2, that is 3.5. So if you work out this value, this simulated value will come out to be. So if you work out this value inside the calculator, you will get it as 0.5 volts. And similarly, VO2 value will be equal to 5 times V2, that is 5 times 3.5 minus 4 times V1, that is 4 multiplied by 2.9. So if you work out these values, this will come out to be 5.9 volts. So exactly it is coming almost same. VO1 and VO2 is coming as 0 0.5 and VO2 is coming out to be 5.9 close to. Now let us calculate the Vout value. So Vout value is 1.2 times VO2 minus VO1, that is 5.9 minus zero point 0.5. So the calculated value is coming out to be 6.48 and the simulated value is also 6.48. So this 3 op amp instrumentation amplifier is working perfectly fine as per the theoretical formulas. So all the values are perfect. Now as per this circuit diagram and the supporting formula. So everything is correct. Only thing is now we have to, what we have to do is something like this. Okay, let us go to a previous topic, that is op-amp as differential amplifier. So what we have done is that this was a bridge circuit and we have interfaced this bridge circuit with our op-amp as a differential amplifier, and we were finding that the V1 and V2 values were changing. So this was called as loading effect. Now what we will do is we will take this circuitry as it is and we will apply it to our instrumentation amplifier and see whether our instrumentation amplifier works properly or not. So let us do that. So from here what we will do is we will try to cut and paste this circuitry. Sorry, we will copy this as it is. So this is our bridge network and we will paste it over here, somewhere over here. Yeah, this is the right position to paste it. So our circuit has become quite big. So we don't want this unwanted V1 and V2 now. So we'll remove it from here. We'll directly apply the signals from here. So we'll directly interface this. So here we'll directly apply from the bridge network. We got the value of V2 and from here we will connect it to V1. So what we have done is we have interfaced our bridge circuit with 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier directly, and now we have to check whether the V1 and V2 values are proper or not. In fact, all the values will change accordingly. So I have to, remove these things so that we will write the new values because our V1 and V2 have changed. These values, everything will change. In fact. So it will take a sec. Let me do that. And then we are ready to proceed ahead. Okay. So now we will simulate, first of all, let me copy the V1 and V2 values from here. So I'll go from here, copy this and paste it onto the screen. Yeah. So now the moment we run this simulation, we will get all the values, that is V1, V2, VO1, VO2 and Vout. So we have to note all those values and then we'll analyze the result. So we'll go to this and we'll click on DC operating point and click on OK. So as soon as we click on OK, yeah, here we have. So we have got all the values over here, right? So let us check what is the value of V1 and V2. V1 is coming out to be 7.5. It is 7.5 over here. You can check it. Yes. And V2 is 7.3731. So perfect. So V2 and V1 is perfectly V1 and V2 also. So it's absolutely fine. Now let us check the value of VO1. So VO1 is actually 7.35. 7.35. We can write it over here. 7.35074. 35074. So we'll write this value somewhere here over here, basically precisely over here. So VO1 will write it as 7.35074 volts. And similarly, let us check the VO2 value. So VO2 value is coming out to be 7.68655. So let us write that value. VO2 is coming out to be 7.6855 volts. Yeah, it's correct now. And let us check write the final value of Vout. And final value of Vout is coming out to be, as you can see it in your screens, 0.402979. So this is the final value. We write it over here. It's 0.402979. So that's the values. These are all the values which we are getting. So these are the simulated values after interfacing bridge circuit actually. So V1, V2, VO1, VO2, all the values are coming now. Let us check theoretically by the formula what is the value of VO1. So basically your value will be VO1 will be 5 times V1. So 5 times 7.5 minus 4 times V2, that is 7.53731. So this value should be around theoretically, if you work it out with the calculator, 7.35076. So this value we are getting it by using calculator, using the theoretical formulas. Similarly, we'll find the value of VO2, that is 5 times V2, that is 5 times 7.53731 minus 4 times V1, that is 4 times 7.5. So this value is coming out to be on the calculator as 7.68655 volts. So these two values which we are getting now, we can see they are quite accurate. So simulated value of VO1 is 7.35074 and here it is 7.35076. The simulated value of VO2 is 7.6855 and here we are getting 7.68655. So it's almost matching, and Vout value finally it's 1.2 times 1.2 times VO2 minus VO1. So VO2 is 7.68655 minus 7.35076. So theoretical value of VO2, let me just write it. So Vout is theoretically coming out to be 0.402948. So this is theoretically. So theoretically, the value of VO1 is coming out to be 0.402948, and the simulated value is coming out to be 0.402979. So we have learned a lot in this simulation of 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier. So after interfacing this bridge network with the 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier, the values of V1 and V2 are not at all affected. They are in fact the same values as observed. Whereas in case of op-amp as a differential amplifier, these values were changing, as you can see here. Whereas in case of 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier, there is absolutely no loading effect at all. And we have worked out with the numbers, that is VO1, VO2, and the Vout value. Theoretically and practically, the answers are matching up till 3 or 4 decimals. So there is a lot of learning over here. So this is all about the 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier. We'll conclude the lecture by just summarizing the overall formula for the difference for the instrumentation amplifier. So overall, the differential gain of the instrumentation amplifier is given by this formula, that is R2 upon R1 into 1 plus R3 upon Rg. So this you will learn it in the theory in design with linear integrated circuits. We are not interested in this derivation of this now. We are just trying to summarize these things. So the important thing here is we can change the gain of this instrumentation amplifier by changing the value of this Rg value. So here everything else is correct. Let me just correct this final thing. Yeah. So now all the theoretical values and the practical values are absolutely fine. So this lecture we have started with the bridge circuit. Then we have interfaced this bridge circuit with differential amplifier. Then we have described the limitations of differential amplifier, and then we have overcome this limitation by implementing it in the form of a 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier. So instrumentation amplifier is very important in many practical circuitry. So that's it for today's lecture. Next time we'll continue with some other op-amp circuit. So thank you for your patience. Have a good day.